Welcome back everyone. In this video, we're going to dive into the science behind guitars and how their design impacts the sound that they create. And trust me, you're going to want to pay attention because the better you understand these concepts, the better of a guitar that you're going to end up with. We're going to be focusing on a few key topics that are of course relevant here in guitars, but also pretty much every other musical instrument that you can think of. The first up, and probably the most important, aka the reason why you can hear in the first place, sound waves. Imagine tossing a pebble in the middle of a calm pond. The ripples spread outward in perfect circles, right? Well, when you pick a guitar string, something similar happens. The string vibrates and sends invisible ripples, aka sound waves, through the air. But here's where the magic happens. Your guitar's body acts like a giant speaker box. It grabs those tiny sound waves and amplifies them, making your guitar sound loud and clear. Without the body, the sound would be so quiet, almost like whispering into a jar. And did you know that sound waves are all around us? Every time you hear a car honk or a dog bark, those are sound waves traveling through the air. But here's the cool part. Just like how a guitar's body makes the sound louder and clearer, different materials in our world also help shape how you hear the sound. For example, in concert halls, engineers use special walls and ceilings to bounce sound waves around to make music sound its best, like setting up the perfect echo chamber. You can even hear sound waves underwater. Whales communicate over miles and miles of ocean using sound waves. Now let's talk materials, what guitars are made of, and why it matters. And can you quickly pause this video and think for a moment? If guitars can be made from different materials, how do you think those materials affect the way that they sound? Got some answers? Great, now let's see if you were right. Obviously we have wood. Most acoustic guitars are made of wood because it vibrates beautifully, like a drum, creating warm, rich tones. It's like choosing a big, juicy apple for a pie. It's perfect for the job. And metal. Electric guitars use metal for their strings and components to create bright, sharp tones, especially when amplified. Imagine a crispy candy shell. It's bold and exciting. And some of the cheaper guitars, or ones designed for beginners, use plastic because it's light and durable, but it doesn't resonate as much, like a sugar-free cookie. It gets the job done, but doesn't quite have the same richness. And throughout the design process, engineers and technicians think carefully about these materials to get these guitars sounding their best for their specific purpose. And lastly, we want to talk about tension and pitch, which is how we control the notes that a guitar produces. Picture this. Imagine a playground swing. A short chain makes the swing move quickly, just like a shorter guitar string creates a high-pitched note. A long chain on a swing, that's like a longer string producing lower-pitched sound. Now think of a trampoline. If the springs are tight, you bounce fast and high, right? Just like the tightening of a guitar string raises its pitch. Loosen the string and the pitch drops, just like you would sink in more in a trampoline with really loose or slack springs. Tuning pegs are just like the trampoline springs. They're a part of the guitar that let you adjust the tension to get your strings just right for your desired perfect sound. Before we wrap up, let's quickly go over the names of some important guitar parts that you'll probably be talking about while you're building and then playing your instrument. Now that you understand some of the science behind guitars, it's time for you to think about how you're going to design and build your own. Remember, the materials, the shape, and the tension all work together to create the perfect sound. Now, check out the next video where we're going to show you how to build it, and we cannot wait to see and to hear what you come up with.